Good morning. The time is now 5 o'clock. Top stories are following at this hour, and we've got a couple of them to share with you. First off, on the left-hand side there, BART riders may have a tough time getting around on Monday. Union officials say BART workers will walk off the job. They're on strike as of Monday morning unless something's done over the weekend. We'll follow that story. And then on the right-hand side, firefighters continue to battle the Santa Cruz Mountains fire. It's burned 2,800 acres so far and has forced thousands to evacuate. We're going to have live coverage coming up in just a moment. But first, our developing story this morning, the BART strike, that looming BART strike. A lot of folks are going to be affected by this. If it happens come Monday morning, hundreds of thousands of commuters will be stranded on both sides of the bay. And that, of course, will cause major traffic nightmares for everyone. Yesterday, BART management declared an impasse, and the ATU decided to strike after BART's board voted to impose terms on union members. BART says the union will have to offer something to break the impasse. And when asked whether negotiations are still an option, the ATU says anything is possible at this point. Meanwhile, the other BART unions say they will not cross the picket lines should a strike happen. Even though they've approved their own deals, they will have to stand by and go along with ATU's work stoppage. Aside from the thousands of people who use BART every day, there are thousands more who will have to deal with the increased traffic if a strike happens. Here's just what some BART riders had to say.
I casual commute to the city every morning, but it's going to affect my commute back home. I don't know how I'm going to get home. Freeways are going to be crazy, so are the bus schedules. And
in terms of money, I mean, the people have to make a living, but it seems to me they could compromise and that they will.
I hate to say it, but people need to be happy that they have jobs nowadays, and both sides need to really negotiate things out. That's my honest opinion. Times are tough.
It's tough to have sympathy for those people when they have such a good job already. That's what I feel.
And of course, we'll be following the latest with all of this. Transportation officials suggest that commuters should try to carpool if they can, use other forms of public transportation, telecommute if possible, or even delay some of their trips or their daily errands. The California Department of Transportation says it will have more people on duty to monitor stoplights and clear any obstructions in case of a strike. The agency also plans on having more toll booth workers during rush hour, and they will delay some of their planned construction projects until after peak commute hours. And the governor has also weighed in on all of this. In fact, he issued this statement just yesterday when news of that strike surfaced. He says, "I urge both parties to get back to the negotiating table and reach an agreement before any strikes or other job actions are taken. Both sides need to resolve their disputes and come to an agreement before taking drastic action that will have an immediate effect on the daily lives of so many Californians." And our website, incidentally, has been upgraded here to give you the very latest on all of this. A banner across the top reads of the possible BART strike. And if you scroll down about midway and off to the right-hand side, you're going to see a link here that says BART strike set for Monday. Click on that. And once you do, you'll be brought to this page here where we'll have live blogging going on today beginning at 7 a.m. right there on the top. So you can share your thoughts and give suggestions for people on how they could get around. Further down, we've got our video player. Every BART story we've done, you can watch here. Below it, articles as well that we've written here on KRON4.com available to you. And off on the right-hand side, another tool that might be of value to you, links to everything from 511.org, Caltrain. All of these websites have suggestions and specific bits of advice for you on how to get around and what they're doing to compensate for the lack of BART. And Craigslist ride-sharing section as well, also live on our website as well, so you can negotiate with other people and coordinate and maybe get a carpool going and find a way to get to work or get around while BART is on strike. We're going to continue to follow this, obviously, and bring you the latest throughout the weekend. It's going to be something to see here. Both sides say maybe it's possible they can talk about it over the week and come up with some sort of an arrangement. We all hope that they do, but if they don't, and BART is not working on Monday morning, we'll be here to bring you the latest. We'll have live reports, team coverage. You can be sure of that. In the meantime, we do continue to follow the latest with the Santa Cruz Mountains fire, which has been burning since Wednesday and has blackened at this point about 2,800 acres. Authorities have ordered a mandatory evacuation now for the entire community of Bonnie Doon, which at this point totals about 2,000 residents and several wineries as well. The fire has threatened more than 1,300 homes and other buildings. And more firefighters are on their way as well. 6 helicopters also on their way, and 6 fixed-winged aircrafts expected to arrive at the fire today to assist crews that are already there. Strike teams from all over the Bay Area have also responded. And the Marine Humane Society is now taking animals that have been displaced by the fire and giving them housing and shelter and feeding them until their owners come back to claim them. And there's another fire, too, also burning this morning. This one along the Alameda-San Joaquin County line out there near the Altamont Pass. You can see that fire on the left side of your screen. It has now burned about 4,000 acres. So this fire bigger than the Santa Cruz Mountains one. The only difference is that this one in Altamont Pass is at least 20% contained, so firefighters making some good progress there. It's burning east of Livermore. Fire crews from multiple agencies have responded, and the other bit of good news is that no structures are threatened right now and no injuries have been reported. About 120 firefighters are battling that blaze as we speak. But again, we are following the latest, though, with the Santa Cruz Mountain Fire, and we just wanted to bring you a quick Google Earth map here. Again, give you the lay of the land. We've got the evacuation center here in Santa Cruz. Davenport serving as the command center here for all the firefighters. They think they're going to have to move that further down, though, as this fire continues to progress towards that area. I'll zoom in here and give you a better look at the zone that we're looking at here. Everything within that yellow line is the evacuation area, including Bonnie Doon, as you see there in the center of the screen. The fire continues to burn here in the red area, and the town of Swanton has been issued a mandatory evacuation order. So as we continue to follow the progression of this fire, you can see the yellow arrow shows you where that fire is currently burning towards. It's those northerly winds that are pushing that fire further south. And so that's where we're seeing it progress. They're working on trying to get it contained, obviously, and we'll be keeping an eye on it throughout the day. In the meantime, let's bring in Evelyn Taft into the discussion here and talk about those winds. Because again, Evelyn, today probably the last really good solid day that firefighters have Mother Nature on their side. Come the weekend, things change.
Absolutely. Over the weekend, as you mentioned, James, things certainly changing. We're going to see the wind shift direction. So we are expecting northerly winds. Now we're seeing winds from the northwest. So northwesterly winds usually indicate cooler winds generated from the ocean. That's your onshore flow, your sea breeze. But over the weekend, there's going to be a reversal in wind direction. We're looking at offshore winds. Our weather here, we'll have a full forecast coming up in just a bit. More updates on fire weather for the Santa Cruz Mountains. For now, a check on traffic with George.
Thank you, Evelyn. And of course, we'll start first with a quick recap of the problems in the Santa Cruz Mountains with the road closures there. Still closed Swanton Road and Swanton View Road. Swanton Road is a no BART service. Head to South Hayward instead. Perhaps it's a foretaste of what may be coming on Monday. James?
All right, thank you very much, George. We'll of course follow the latest with Bart. Continuing coverage on our website as well. As we continue with more local news now, we're going to leave some of these fire pictures up on your screen so we can cover both stories, cover that story as we continue on with other news as well. So stay with us for that. More in a moment. In the meantime, we're going to continue on with other news this morning. The search is on for a 5-year-old boy. That continues here in the Bay Area. Yesterday, it focused on Hassani Campbell's neighborhood in Fremont. Police say the boy was at a family gathering on August 6th. That's 1 week ago from today. Hassani's foster father says the child disappeared from the back of a car outside of a shoe store in Oakland's Rockridge district on Monday. So he was at a family gathering Friday, and then that following Monday is the day he went missing. Investigators are trying to get someone, though, a witness, to confirm that the child was actually at the back of that store, as his foster father says. Meanwhile, Bay Area toll collectors are calling for more protection now following the fatal shooting of a co-worker in her toll booth there at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge Toll Plaza. This is video from that shooting on Tuesday. In fact, Golden Gate Bridge District toll takers apparently are taking matters into their own hands and started wearing bulletproof vests. Collectors want the CHP to have more of a presence at their toll booth to help deter would-be assailants. Along with the fatal shooting this past week, last month, a toll collector was held at gunpoint on the Benicia Martinez Bridge. So Golden Gate Bridge toll takers now wearing bulletproof vests to protect themselves. All right, at 5:11, we've got to take another break here, but again, bringing you live pictures this morning from the Santa Cruz Mountains fire here. Again, you can see some glow on that ridge there in the distance. We've got fire still burning, 2,800 acres charred at this point, thousands still under a mandatory evacuation. We'll have the latest on what's happening down there coming up in just a moment.